In the heart of Montego Bay, St. James, there's one name that sparks fear, controversy, and raw street power: Jamal 1Dunceman, also known as Tivel Dixon. His legacy is both whispered in fear and shouted in admiration across the gritty corners of Western Jamaica. 1Dunceman isn't just a local name. He's a street-certified boss, one of the most talked-about figures out of Lilliput, St. James. This isn't just about a man, it's about a movement, the Dunce Gang, and how it flipped the whole St. James underworld on its head. The Dunce Gang, led by 1Dunceman, is said to be at the center of a long string of violent and gruesome crimes. From murders to extortion, from scamming to gun running, their fingerprints are allegedly everywhere in the Montego Bay crime scene. But what makes it all more dangerous? It's not just what they do, it's how they move. Silent, calculated, and backed by money, respect, and fear. You won't hear them coming, but you'll feel the aftermath. 1Dunceman isn't your regular street thug. He doesn't run around reckless. Instead, he allegedly sits at the top, giving out orders, sending signals, and making chess moves while others carry out the dirt. While the killers and choppers in his circle handle the field work, many believe it's 1Dunceman who's pulling the strings from behind the scenes, calling hits like a general running a covert war. Despite mounting suspicions, police have never been able to land a solid conviction on him. Why? Because he's too smart, too slick, and too protected. The streets protect him. Silence surrounds him. Loyalty shields him. He was even once denied a work permit to perform in the Cayman Islands. Authorities labeled him as a risk, not because of a criminal record, but because of the deadly reputation that travels with his name. And let's not ignore the obvious. His music fuels his mystique. His songs aren't just entertainment. They're like coded messages to the streets. They energize his following and give him the kind of influence money alone can't buy. You see, when 1Dunceman speaks, the streets listen. Whether he's performing or posting, his voice reaches deep into the trenches, into the ears of hungry youths looking for a path, even if it leads to hell. But music isn't his only power. The Dunce Gang's control stretches beyond songs and swagger. Their network allegedly runs deep, touching both sides of the law, from shooters in the streets to whispers inside the police force. There have been rumors, heavy ones, that lawmen are on the payroll. Soldiers, police officers, even station heads allegedly getting paid to lose files, misplace evidence, or simply look away. And it's not just about 1Dunceman. His gang is said to include some of the most loyal, ruthless, and calculated men in the West. They're not just foot soldiers, they're believers. Some would die for him. Some already have. Artists like Brisco and Quella have been spotted in the same circles, raising eyebrows and fueling speculation. Are they just musical collaborators, or something more? The community knows what's going on, but you won't hear it out loud. Fear silences everyone. Even victims' families stay quiet, knowing full well the price of being brave could be paid in blood. When 1Dunceman was once brought in for questioning, people held their breath. Was this it? Was this the moment the empire would crumble? But as always, he walked free, untouched, uncharged, unbothered. That moment sent a chilling message. You can't catch a ghost, especially one protected by money, loyalty, silence, and fear. And here's the thing, it's not just about crime. 1Dunceman has become a symbol to a generation of lost youth. To them, he represents survival, success, and street royalty. He's proof that you can rise from nothing and still control everything. He's been seen giving back, organizing back-to-school drives, handing out food, helping the same communities he allegedly endangers. That duality is what confuses the public the most. Is he a villain or a hero? Maybe he's both. Maybe that's the trick. Be enough of a good guy so the people don't turn on you. Be feared enough that no one dares cross you. It's a formula that's worked so far. The Dunce Gang's name is now stitched into the fabric of St. James. Wherever they go, people move different. They watch what they say, who they look at, and how loud they speak. That's the kind of shadow they cast. The government knows his name. So do the intelligence units. But knowledge means nothing without evidence. And 1Dunceman has mastered the art of leaving no fingerprints behind. His gang has even allegedly spread into other parishes, transforming from a local clique to a multi-parish operation. The streets are talking, but they're talking in codes and whispers. Even rival gangs tread carefully. No one wants to spark a war they can't finish. And with One Dunceman's influence and access, it's hard to tell who's with him and who's pretending not to be. His rise isn't just a Montego Bay story. It's a Jamaican reality, one where influence, music, money, and crime all intertwine in deadly harmony. One where donmanship hides behind microphones and melodies. Still, the question remains, how long can he run this game? How long before a mistake, a betrayal, or a silent witness brings the empire crashing down? For now, though, One Dunceman is free, moving like a shadow, speaking through music, leading the Dunce Gang with silent authority. And whether you love him, fear him, or wish he'd fall, you can't ignore him. Because in St. James and far beyond, his name is more than a name. It's a code, a brand, a warning, and possibly a legacy in the making.